Alright, continuing on, let's look at the type tools. Right before I do them, I want you to note that I'm doing something very rough. I'm doing big layouts so I get an idea of my major motifs before I try to finalize things or go and refine things. It's better to go make a bunch of rough prototypes and mock-ups before you go in to try to oh, I've got to scrub out all the white out of that image so I'm just left with the patterns. Or I need to cut out my figure using Photoshop so I can use it in here, okay? Do this part first, just roughly mock it in. My recommendation, you handle your own work the way you want to work it. All the type tools are under this tool with the big T here for type. And you'll see if you hover over these, they will often give you some little clues, and you could even click and go into an individual tutorial here. So I will go in here and draw a square somewhere in my field here, and it defaults to Myriad Pro, which is I think the default sans serif font for Illustrator now. Yours might come up different. Of course, you could go and choose from a whole lot of already loaded fonts. But Myriad Pro actually kind of looks like that Rand brand I saw. See how thin they are? So maybe we'll try it out. So let me try oops, not there. Right here, let's try it out. Okay. Not exactly. There's a little more space on the R, and you might have a hard time seeing that because where it's lined up. So, but I can go back and I can edit these at another time. And then below it, in smaller letters, would have been the word corporation, and it actually, I saw a suggestion of it, and it was all uppercase. Corporation. Okay, the other thing we're going to need to do is play around with the sizing. Rand would have been very large and corporation would have been small, and I want them to center under one another. So let's play with that. In order to do that, I'm going to go and open up the character panel. Or is it under type now? I'm going to go down and open up the type panel, and it is a sub menu in the type panel called the character panel. So I've already got it selected here. Let's start increasing the overall font a little bit. I could certainly type in something here. And what's kind of cool is in the same paragraph, I can have two different font sizes. So it's kind of a nice thing. You don't necessarily have to build it into separate sorts of fields in order to do that. And then let's get it to center. And now I'll go back to this corporation and go back to character. And maybe I might have to play with one of the sizes or the other to get the sort of effect that I want. Let's go and type in 18. That's getting closer. And what's kind of cool is you can play between point sizes. So if I wanted to do 19, oops, not 193, 19.25, you can play that way up to the hundredths decimal place. So that, that's not so bad. And I'll call that a day. So I'll close that character panel. Maybe should have left that open for the next thing that I'm going to do, but I'll reopen it and then park it here on the side. Okay. Let's go drop this in somewhere here, and it's going to be a little hard to see, so we might want to put a field behind it, but you know what, I'm just going to leave it there because we're working roughly. Okay, let's continue working type when I come back.